Now let's talk about what is spiritual awakening.
Spiritual awakening refers to that point in the evolution of individuated consciousness where there is a shift in what is called polarized dominance from one polarity to the other. And that is a shift from the objective polarity to the subjective polarity in terms of dominance. And when that occurs, that experience is called awakening. And each mystical tradition calls that awakening by another name or a different name. The Vedic and Tantric traditions refer to that awakening as Kundalini awakening, the awakening of the dormant energy into its full potentiality. In other words, up to that time, let's say we're functioning on maybe only a tenth of our potential energy, our potential power. And once that awakening takes place, we get the other 90%. And that power progressively increases as that awakening progresses and delivers or unfolds the unified state of consciousness or the holistic state of being.
Can you tell us a bit more about the Kundalini? Because we're sometimes it's like some people just have a burst of Kundalini, or is that what kind of energy is it?
It is a very powerful energy, and most importantly, the classical traditions say that the Kundalini energy must be awakened by an adept, meaning a guru or a human being who is himself or herself substantiated in that experience. In other words, who is enlightened and very substantiated in that state of being. And then the Kundalini can be awakened in association with such a person in four ways, either by thought, by word, by look, or by touch. And when it is awakened, then that adept must guide that Kundalini to its culmination. And that may take several years. So the important message here is that you have to have the adept. And this is very challenging for us in the West because we are authority phobic. Mm-hmm. We are enculturated with a doubt of all authority. Mm-hmm. And what is important is that we develop an acceptance of legitimate spiritual authority, not based on credentials, not based on degrees or little letters after their names or memorized information and knowledge, but validated by their state of being. What do you experience in their presence? Because in their presence, the amplitude of their power is so great that it entrains you to the same level of experience that they are having. So it is said in the ancient traditions that just in the same way that if you want to experience a suntan, you place yourself in the proximity of the sun. If you want to experience enlightenment, you place yourself in the proximity of an enlightened guru. And then it is as inevitable as the sun and the suntan. This is challenging for us in the West because we're independent. We're very egocentric. We want to do everything ourselves and we don't want any authority. But when it comes to mystical spiritual experience and enlightening wholeness, the adept is most important. And to me, that's easy to understand. I mean, if you want to learn anything in life, don't you have to have a teacher? I mean, if you want to learn to be a master cook, well, you have to go to cooking school. If you whatever it is. So why, when it comes to the most important thing in life, which is our wholeness, our ultimate fulfillment, wouldn't we understand that we require a teacher?
Well, I guess first of all, you have to recognize that that's the most important thing in life.
Exactly. So these are some of the things that we have to educate in the West.
How do we know how our Kundalini is doing and where it's at? Because I guess some of us have it already going on.
Yes, you are informed within your own experience, and yet to have an adept, a teacher, a guide who is modeling that experience, who is, let's say, several miles down the road ahead of you, is most important, because then you can ask them questions about your experience. They can guide you into what to learn about it, how to flesh out your understanding of it, how to support and nurture that experience. There's a wealth of information about awakening and the subsequent unfoldment of that energy. But if you don't know about it, it doesn't serve you. So the teacher serves that purpose by totally supporting you and guiding you in that experience.
Yeah, we do resist that. I can even feel some resisting thoughts myself.
Yes. Well, I was the same many years ago when I met my teacher, but I had such a powerful experience of awakening in his presence and thereafter that I couldn't deny the important role that he played. So it has to be based on experience. I'm not saying base it on concept. It's not about concept. It's based on the experience you have. That's what validates the guru or the teacher. They have to have that amplitude of power. They have to be substantiated in that enlightening state of wholeness. Otherwise, they're not qualified to awaken anyone or to guide anyone. So base it on experience, not concept.
Right.
See, again, in the West, we want to do everything based on what we know. Well, we learned this, we went to the university, we study this, we study that, but it's not about concept, it's about experience.
I think that's changing. I think that's evolving. Don't you feel that there is an evolution?
Yes. Yes, there's been tremendous growth and evolution over the last 30 years as more and more people in the West are awakening. These are very important times in which we are living, pivotal times. And as we are seeing with more and more Western teachers now, mass awakening taking place. And that was evidenced by my good friend Eckhart Tolle appearing on the Oprah Winfrey Show, and how many millions of people participated in that dialogue at the highest levels of holistic philosophy and understanding, and how many people are awakening now. So yes, there is a great evolution taking place, and I'm sure it will continue.
So tell us, would you have a last little message to conclude this interview? Something that you would like to tell us or let us know?
The last message would be that life is sacred. And why is it sacred? It is sacred because without it, we have nothing. No experience is possible without the life we all share. And so we have to find that oneness of life, and we have to evolve our value for the life that we all share, which is our commonality, our oneness, and our unity. And as we evolve our value of life to ultimate value, perhaps we can find our unity within our diversity. And in that unity, experience our wholeness and our ultimate fulfillment as a human race. If we don't, we will continue to destroy each other and to destroy this beautiful planet and annihilate life as we know it. So I feel that the times in which we are living are really about the evolution in our value for life and the experience of our oneness and our unity.
And seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary.
Exactly so, to see the extraordinary in the ordinary, or the unity in all diversity.
Thank you very much, Master Charles.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure sharing with you today.
Thanks.
All blessings upon you.
Now let's talk about what is spiritual awakening.
Spiritual awakening